All right, it's recording. And once again, welcome to every admitted international student to our webinar today. It's about why we chose Center. I have a wonderful group of current international students who are here to share a little bit about their reasons and their decision to choose Center. These are from different graduating classes, so you'll hear a variety of different perspectives. These are your peers from various different countries. So we'll start with introductions in a little bit. My name is George Goita. And I'm very excited to host this program for today. But you're most likely looking forward to hearing from our current international students. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. So for the panelists that are on the call today, please introduce yourself. Let us know your name, your year, your major, and where you call home before you come to center. So I'm gonna let Maril go first and let him popcorn it over to somebody.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Muril de Silva, and I'm a senior here at Center. I'm class of 2025, which means I'll be graduating this May. Um, I'm a computer science and international studies major. Those are my two majors, and my hometown is Ahmedabad, India. I'm from India. And some of my interests or involvements on campus. I mean, I'm a RA. I work with the Residence Life office. I work with the admissions office from time to time for these international outreach activities. And I work with a couple of clubs and organizations for event organization.
And Maril, if you
And
want
I'll
to.
popcorn it over to Wutika.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Watika Pun, and I'm a senior, same as Muriel. So we're graduating in May. I'm a senior major in economics and finance and international studies. I'm originally from Siem Reap, Cambodia. And I came to Center through a scholarship called She Can. I'm outside of classroom. I'm the president of International Student Association. So I'll be like hosting a lot of cultural event on campus to promote cultural diversity, especially also as a part of kind of like the club for international students as well. And I have other like I work with like the libraries and also have like a research experience with professors and also been to few great study abroad program with Standard College as well. But yeah, little introduction from me, and I would popcorn to Liam.
Uh, okay. Hi everyone. My name is Liam. I am currently a freshman here, so just got here a few months ago. I am planning to be an econ finance major and also planning to double major in either studio arts or business. And I am a student from Lạng Vietnam, so a Vietnamese. Outside of class, I do a lot of club activities. Like I also work for the International Students Association from Utica, and also I'm also in APAC. So yeah, a lot coming this year. And then I would popcorn this to Reina.
Right, thank you. Hi guys, my name is Reina Kanika. I'm sophomore here, so that means I'm second grade here. My major, I just quick learned, and my major is economic finance and business. I'm from Tokyo, Japan, and outside of academics, I started Japanese club and healthy baking club. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the introductions. As you can see, we have folks from essentially all over the world. Of course, we have more than just these four international students on campus. Currently, we have international students represented from over 30 different countries. So we're very excited that all of you might potentially join us at Center this fall. So let's dive right into our webinar, the panel discussion for today. So I want to ask each one of the panelists to briefly talk about your college application journey and some of the factors that were important to you when you were making your college decisions? So that's the first part of the question. And the second part is how Center met those expectations when you were making those decisions. So whoever wants to go first, feel free to go right ahead.
I can go first. So for me, when I was applying, I was kind of looking into a place that I could feel at home for like example,
All
like
right.
all right. So yeah, I just feel like I was just trying to find somewhere I can feel like I'll truly be a part of that community, and have a good relationship with the professor and also being challenged academically as well. And while looking through like different college that I applied to, Center College kind of stood out in a way that first of all, it like in the middle of like nowhere in Kentucky, but I will be like the academic rigorous here is really strong. I feel like I could be challenged academically, but also at the same time have a lot of support from my professor and the community here is as well. I also look into like international student support too, and it seems like it's meet all my requirement, and that's why I feel like is like a place that will give me that like supportive environment. So yeah, I feel like yeah, just like the whole process of like it making me feel like if I choose to come here, I feel belong and feel seen and support. And throughout the time when I'm applying, I also like had a lot of interviews and talk with like the staff member, but also professors and also like I think one international student. I talked to Ibrahim before coming to, so that was like kind of like a factor in helping me like deciding whether like center is the right choice for me or not. Yeah.
I can go next. So for me, I was not really planning, I was not fully set on studying in the United States. So, Center was one of those very few applications that was outside my country. And I really wanted to, if I was going to make that decision to leave the country, and go to like, study internationally where I don't really have that much family support or relationships or connections. I really wanted it to be a place where I feel safe and looked after and comfortable, and I feel seen as well. And that's why Center was that perfect kind of like in terms of size. It is small and it has a good student to faculty ratio, so I can feel seen. I can feel it can be easier for me to integrate into this new society, rather than going into like a big university which has like 50, 60,000 students and a classroom like where there's like 100 plus students, and it's really hard to get noticed or seen, or get those resources. And so that part of Center really encouraged me to make that decision and enroll. But the other thing was just the fact that liberal arts education was so unique and new to me. I never heard of it before my application to Center. And after like looking into it, it was kind of best fit for me because I was in the middle of engineering, like choosing a career in engineering, international studies, psychology, and even the arts maybe. So I really wanted to experience and learn all these things before deciding it at the age of 17. And so coming here, I got like a year or two more to take my time and take all these classes in all these fields that I mentioned and then decide. And that's why the liberal arts education really was best fit for me. And that's one of the reasons why I made that decision. And yeah, Center did meet all those expectations that I had.
I think I go next. So the factors that I consider, like some of them are the same as Butika and Muriel, but I was determined to go to college in the US because there are not so many liberal arts college in Japan. And I was like, I wanted to learn a lot of stuff, like not only focus on your major, but a lot of fields. So I wanted to go to liberal arts college and also small college. Like I tend to care about how small the classes are and how close with the professors. And also there was a girl that I knew from who went to Center. She graduated last year, but I asked her a bunch of questions, and she she said the professor, like the quality of education is really good, like that kind of like stuff, and also like the studying abroad program is really um like popular, like really good here. I've never studied abroad yet, but I've heard a lot of people studying abroad and like experience really unique like precious experience. So yeah, and also like I wanted to go to challenging environments. Like I wanted to challenge myself, like in especially like academics wise. And yeah, these are yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I think for me, there's two elements building on to like all of these panelists that I already said. I think the liberal art college is one of the factors that I really take into consideration because in Vietnam we don't have I don't think we have like colleges that offers you like the first few years to do whatever classes you want. So obviously Center was like a school that I was looking into because I could do like various class before I actually have to declare a major. And that's a really interesting thing that I, knew very late at my high school periods. And also, I was also looking into schools that gives you a lot of like programs for you to go abroad because I really want to travel around. And Center seems to meet those expectations because yeah, there's a lot of programs here for you to go to like other countries. Um, and I also kind of applied. I'm going to Boston next spring, so that's an interesting news.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your college application journey and some of the factors you consider when you were thinking about where to apply and, things that were important in your college decision. So given all of that, and then of course, given all the college options you have had when you were deciding on where to go for your college, could each of you tell the audience why you ended up choosing Center? What is it about this community that make you choose Center to be your home for 4 years?
I can go first since my answer is very short. Um, One of them, I mean, after meeting all those expectations that I mentioned in the last time I spoke, Center really was open to like conversation and financial aid, and it was like really, I mean, of course, the scholarship as well, but it was really it was really easy to communicate with anyone at Center, and it didn't seem like it was an impossible process of like sending an email and then not ever hearing back. Um, so that was one of the reasons. I mean, the big reason, the money and the kind of like communicability that Center had, which kind of sealed my decision.
Yeah, for me, I was looking through college in the US that provide like kind of funding opportunity for international students, and that was like a big part of my decision. But at the same time, I look into the growth aspects of it, of like being a center student, what does it mean as a like comparing to other school that I got in with also fundings as well. I like admire how they kind of like emphasize the strong mentorship between a professor and student, but also like kind of like that can be growth through study abroad program too. And I got really close with my professor, and one of them went back to like my country and do research with me too. And that was like kind of the key point for me was to feel support and also like kind of see myself growing not just like academically but also as a whole person while I'm here. So and that's why I kind of like okay, Center College probably the right place for me, and that's how I choose Center. Yeah.
I think for me, the decision I made was when I got accepted to like all of the college that I applied to. And so like since the time that I got my acceptance letter, I start having like a list or more so like categories of um the elements that I prioritize more. And so when it came down to three schools that I picked, because I was going for econ finance, um, Center was the only school out of that three school that offers me um, that offers economics and finance as a STEM major, which is really important because when you graduate, if you do have a STEM major as declared, you would get, I think, 3 years extra to stay in the US, and that's a really important element that I consider.
So after the whole process of application, I had two top options, and I listed up like every positive and negative factors of each school, and like I compare them. And in terms of like scholarship, academics, and like studying abroad, like anything like that stood out to me. And then yeah, I chose center.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing all the way you reach your decisions. For all of you, you have either have lived or experienced the center experience of study abroad to have a really small tight-knit community here. What would you tell your high school self about center, imagining that you're back in high school again for some reason, time travel. So knowing all the things that you know about center now, would you have chosen center again?
I can go. So yeah, I feel like if I talk to my like high school self right now, I feel like she would probably be very shocked, like how, like in a good way, obviously, like how much I grown over the past 4 years. I feel like coming from Cambodia was like my first flight ever internationally, like getting out of the country. I took like a lot of challenge throughout my 4 year here, like especially in the leadership positions, but also like I traveled to many more countries to study abroad with Standard College. But at the same time, I was being able to like involve with a lot of fellowships, but also conference that like kind of like cover topic that is like close to my heart, like policy research and stuff like that, and also like do research experience with my professor too. And I feel like it like standard just don't just like meet my expectation, but also it kind of like exceeded too. It made me think that what like me coming from like high school self wouldn't expect like myself to be this like I don't know, like kind of not a new person, but also like a better version of what you get from like high school. And I think that's really important when you look into like a place where you're gonna be in the next 4 year, whether that will foster your growth and not just like academically, but like personally and professionally as well. And I feel like there's a lot of support throughout this past 4 year when I'm here in Center College. And so if you ask me whether I would choose Center again, I will choose Center again. Yeah. Yeah.
I can go next. I think I would also like encourage myself to choose center again, but I would also like add a few things on top of it. I mean, since I'm graduating soon, I would suggest myself to like be more like extroverted and like be more accepting of the center community, because it took me a while, honestly, to get warmed up and feel confident about speaking my mind here. It's just that in India, you come from such a hierarchical system, social system, where it's kind of difficult to um like have a two-way conversation with your professors or the staff, or like kind of like get comfortable with people who are like older than you, or like even like with my seniors in my first year, the seniors that I had. And I wish that I was like more comfortable with that, and learned that like they're all here and they're all learning no matter what their age is, and they I mean, you're at the same platform because everybody chose to be here, and like there's no issue in talking to them freely. And I would probably try and spend more time with it, like talking to my professors as well. I was really afraid of that at the beginning, but then like, just looking at the people around me, how they were succeeding and flourishing, and how the professors were like really warm and welcoming. It just really opened me up eventually. And some of my closest friends who were like, big part of my life right now, they really taught me how to like, be expressive in the way I speak and interact with people.
I'll go next. So coming to the US for the first time, I was really nervous and like because I wasn't really confident of my English skills. It was really hard for me to like speak up, like even like talking with like anyone, like even international students. I was so nervous and like yeah, it was really hard. But all the people here, like the thing that I like about center is like people, and I've met a lot of like really nice people, like really cool professors and also students and like anybody. And especially I love our international family. They're so cool, and um I don't know, like I can be myself here, and yeah, I feel really home here. And also I like that there are like a lot of like school clubs like run by students, and like almost every week we have events like you can experience like a lot of culture, like cultural food or like anything cultural experience. And that's what I also like about center, and I will choose center again for sure.
Uh, I think for me, I think it's the same with Tika. Even with like now I'm a freshman, even with only like a 1 year gap, I think myself in high school would be really shocked to see me today, to see how much I've changed already. Um, yeah, but if I do get to meet my high school self, I think I would tell him that he would make the right decision, that he would make the right choice and meet the right people that he needs to. Um, yeah, everything that I've planned in high school, I've already met here at Center. And it's also really interesting in a way, like how a student from Vietnam could, engage with others here at Center. And I think knowing what I know now, although that's not very much since I'm only a freshman, I think that I would still choose Center again. Solely because of all the opportunities that's like already presented to me that I've already given, that I've already been yeah, added to. And yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Those are very powerful uh, things that you would tell your high school self. And I hope it is helpful to all the admitted students who are making their decisions soon, right? Because May 1st is just around the corner. I have two more questions, and these are pretty short for the panelists, and then we'll open it up to questions. And well, the first question is, in 15 seconds or less, if you have to describe your center experience in one word, and I'll give you a little bit of room. You can use hyphenated word, that's fine. But if you have to describe your center experience in one word, what would that word be and why?
I can go first. So my word would be collaborative. When I was imagining college before like coming here, I thought it would be like really competitive because like everybody's on a learning platform, and everybody's kind of doing similar things and trying to be successful in life. But I came here and everybody's on the same educational platform, and they're trying to be successful in life, and they're trying to learn, but they are not competitive at all. They are trying to work with each other and build on each other's ideas. And that's just very visible in the discussion in the classroom, and just the way people work here, and all the projects that I've done with other people here. So yeah, collaborative is my word.
I would go for transformative. Like, I feel like I've changed a lot in a good way this past 4 years. So I think my if I have to describe my experience here would be transformative. Yeah.
I would say, not gonna lie, it's challenging for me. In many ways, and like the things that we do here are not easy, like to be honest. But that makes you grow as a person, like everybody said. Um, and also one more word, fulfilling. Like, um, I really love the life here. I really have love the people around me, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think my word would be welcoming. Since I mean, I come from a very small town in the northeast of Vietnam, I think. I'm very bad with direction, guys. And so I moved from there to Danville, basically from a small city to a small city. So it's kind of the same to what I've been living like for the past 17 years. And also, center community is far from what I've been expecting. I mean, they're like really good. People have been really hospitable, have been really nice, and people from other cultures also really welcoming to you. So yeah, I think my word would be welcoming.
Wonderful. I hear collaborative, transformative, challenging slash fulfilling and welcoming. And I think a lot of this has roots in what I call community, right? I think Center as a community, it's a very supportive environment for all of our students, including international students. And I think that's something that or the elements of a community is what you'll often hear from any members of this wonderful place. So thank you all for sharing that. My last question for the panelists before we open it up to question is, if you could give a 30 to 40-second parting advice for international students making their college decisions right now, what would that be? What would that advice be?
I'll go first. Um, so my advice to all the international students making their college decision right now, would be to check your email. Just check your email. All your opportunities lie in there. All the opportunities that you might miss, all the opportunities that you might make. So definitely check your email, get comfortable with using your email. Nobody taught me how to do this in school. And it's a big part of your social digital social life here. Even after being on campus, you're going to be using your email a lot with your professors, with your applications, with everything. So get comfortable using your email and check it every day.
I go next.
Oh,
So for me, I think reach out to people is really good, really important. Like, not only faculties like professors, but like students who go to here, like to like ask about like the life here, like is really important for me, I guess, because like there are a lot of like rate um like students, I don't know, like there are a lot of I don't know, like things about center on internet, but like I feel like if you listen to like real voice, like it's more reliable, and like if you want to know something, then ask them, like, yeah. Oh, and also the thing that helped me a lot was like list up things that you prioritize, like when choosing college, and like things that you care, and list them up.
yeah. Kind of go off from Muriel says, like, check your email, because that's when you get to learn whether the school is truly care about you, whether you be in an environment that you can grow. That's through like communicating to like with the school itself, whether it's Center College or whether with other college you are looking into. It's like making sure you make that communication and kind of like trust your instinct, but also ask question and kind of learn more about the school itself. And just kind of like one final piece of advice that look into a place that make you feel like you're a part of them and not just a number because you're from, let's say, just a very like rare country to be like coming from, like applying to that college, but more of like I'm not a number, and I am a member of this community, and I'll be able to thrive because people truly care about me. And I feel like that's how I feel at center, is that whether the community is small, but like I do feel like I am supported throughout my 4 year here. So yeah.
Um, this is hard. I I think my advice is a little bit out of like the college decision thing. I think for now, it's only 4 more months until students are going to be here in America, and I think each and every one of you should really treasure your time right now. Um, it's really important for you to acknowledge the fact that you will be away from your family for at least another year. So please spend more time with your family, your friends, and the one that you love. I think it's really important, and I really miss a lot of my time with the people that I have in my community. Um, but also here at Center, like if you're going abroad to another place that you don't know at all, please don't be afraid to ask questions, reach out to us, current students, and trust your instinct. And I think wherever you go, your presence and perspective will be a strength. No matter how far from home you are, I think you'll find your people. You've got this.
Those are all really wonderful advice. Thank you all for sharing your perspectives, your insights. I hope this will be helpful for all of the admitted international students that are on this call today, as well as those watching us, watching the recording of it later on. And this concludes the panel discussion portion of our program for today. And with that,